Hi everybody. I am currently at a Vanner's house. Her name is Willow. She invited me to come to St. Louis because she is also going to the van build. And look what she has at her house, y'all. A hot tub. It's actually her daughter's house, but I'm in the hot tub. And it's cold outside. Look. I don't know if you can see it. No, you can't see my breath? Okay, well anyway. Oh, I feel so good. So today's What's Up Wednesday is brought to you by Willow and Willow's daughter. I forgot her name. And their hot tub. So this will be a special What's Up Wednesday. Alright, so I'm on Wi-Fi. So I have my tablet set up on the side here with questions from last week's video. So I'm gonna scroll down. 65 comments, guys. I don't think they're all questions though, so thank goodness for that. Alright, so is there a question on this one? No, don't see a question there. Ah, here's one. This one is from Dragonfly. For someone wanting to do what you do, like van life, how much money should I have for starting out? And are your plans to travel the world? I would love to do what you're doing. Well, Dragonfly, you don't need a lot of money to start out as long as you're willing to do some work. If you don't have a lot of money, which is what I do, I will be getting a job while in Arizona since I'm going to be there for a long stretch of time. So I'll get a job there. And then I will save that money for travel money. So, I mean, really all I need, because my van is paid off, is gas money and food money, really. And the little bit of bills I have is cell phone and car insurance and repairs to the car if anything happens, or the van. So yeah, I don't have a lot of money. I don't have a stashed, set up bank account. I don't have disability that I'm collecting a check every month. I don't have any kind of retirement. I don't have anything like that where I'm collecting a check every month, which is nice to have that, to know that you have, you know, however, even if it's only $200 a month, you know you've got $200 a month coming in. That's kind of cool to have that for people that do have it. All right. That one's not a question. That one's not a question. Here's another one. All right, this is from Regina. I will not say your last name because it looks like a real name. It says, hi sister, what tips do you have for stealth parking, and can you stay in one spot for more than one night? Also, security, how do you make yourself feel secure? Blessings, fam. Okay, stealth parking depends on your vehicle. The bigger your vehicle, the less stealthy you're going to be, obviously. Make sure your window coverings are black and as plain black as you can be without designs and stuff in them. And only put the window coverings on your back, sides, and behind your seats. I don't recommend covering the driver's window and the passenger window. And the reason I don't recommend that is because you end up looking like someone's living in there. It's okay to put a windshield cover because everybody puts a windshield cover on their window. But if you leave your driver's window and your passenger window open and available and try and keep that front as clutter-free as possible, when you walk or someone walks past your van and they look into one of those side driver's window or passenger window and they don't, you know, no big deal. To have a flat black surface behind those seats doesn't look as obvious either at night. I don't recommend parking in one place more than a night, because depending on where you're parked, if it's a busy enough neighborhood, you might not get noticed. But it's better to play it safe and have yourself about 3 to 4 parking spots if you're going to be a local dweller like I was. I actually had about 6 places that I parked and rotated them around. I just got a cheap Dollar Tree calendar, monthly calendar. And I just basically wrote in the calendar on each day where I was parking. So I had a rotation going on. I did have a weekend space where I parked at a church Friday night and Saturday night. So something like that, where you have a permission for a spot to park more than 1 or 2 nights, then you could do that. Security. I've answered this question before. I don't have an issue with feeling secure or safe. I just do. I also know that bad stuff can happen no matter where you live, in an apartment, in a house, or in a vehicle. So I just don't let that stop me. I do carry a knife, and I do carry mace. All right, next question is from Cola Class and Kids. Hello, my question is, do you plan... Oh, you know what? I did not answer the one question about traveling the world. No, I don't necessarily think I'll do van life around the world. I do want to do Canada and South America. I've never... The only place internationally that I've ever, and I don't know why, ever had a desire to visit is Australia, so I have no idea. Maybe, who knows? Sorry about that. All right, hello, my question is, do you plan to live van life as long as... Wait. My question is, do you plan to live a van life of travel as long as possible, or do you want someday to try sticks and bricks in the future? I feel you on not being in a relationship. Okay, so that's something else. Okay, so yes, I will travel in my van as long as my finances and as long as my body physically is able to. The only sticks and bricks I ever plan on going to is a small tiny home on a couple of acres of land that I hopefully can buy somewhere where there's decent weather year-round. And that'll be my home base. But I do not plan on living the normal, traditional sticks and bricks life if I can avoid it. All right, next question from Julie. Are you happy? I am beyond happy. I am the most happy I've been in my life. So yes, I am beyond happy. Next question. Is that a question? Yes. This is from Ronald. Hi Crystal, love your videos. Want to know, when you go to Arizona in November, will you go to Slab City, or will you just drive around and boondock at Walmart or something like that? I want to know, are there any black people in Slab City that live that type of life? I had not planned on going to Slab City just because of the horror stories I've heard about Slab City. There's no law there. There's no justice there. I've heard of people being robbed and whatnot. So I might go through just to say I went to Slab City and do a video showing you Slab City, but I probably would not spend the night at Slab City. And when I go to Arizona, I will be boondocking in the desert and on BLM land, which is Bureau of Land Management land. That's something you can look up. cheaprvliving.com, which is also Bob Wells' channel. He talks about BLM land, so definitely go there. Obviously there are dogs in this house where I am at, so they're out here with me. I don't know what they're barking at. Probably squirrels. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how many people of color there are in Slab City, so when I go, you'll see the video. I'll see. Alright, cooking with Ghana. Do you think putting a white background behind you will help with your lighting? It might, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not. These videos will never ever be professional lit and, you know, graphics, and it's not going to be like that. I have been toying with the power director in the last couple videos, and I'd like for you guys to let me know how you like those videos with a little bit of music and adding pictures in. So I've been toying with it, but I've been doing everything on my cell phone. I do not have a camera. I'm not carrying all that equipment. I'm not buying all that expensive stuff. So I probably won't be doing that. I know some of my videos are dark and they're not the most pleasant to watch, but I keeps it real. All right. That's not a question. Okay, here's one. This is from Alley Cat Style. Hi, I am a new subscriber. I admire your boldness and confidence. Please let us know of your most annoying and trying challenges while living a van. Have you ever felt like quitting and going back to the rat race? Hugs from Miami. No, I have never felt like quitting and going back to the rat race at all. You guys, I just started the traveling part this year, August 4th was my last day at work. So this part of the adventure has just started. Even though I lived in the van for the 2 years practically, but I worked a real job. So yeah. My most annoying or trying challenges. Sorry, I have something on my lip here. Wow, that's hard because I think the only annoying, or I don't think I've had any trying challenges. I mean, if you want to include van breakdowns, those are annoying and challenging, but that's a part of the van life. That's a part of owning a vehicle, period. Oh, especially in a 21-year-old vehicle. But as far as van life, the most annoying or trying challenge that I've had might be trying to explain to people that I did this on purpose, and I'm doing this on purpose, and I'm not homeless, I'm houseless, and I'm not lazy, and I'm not, you know, like a derelict or a drain on the community. I mean, I'm not getting any kind of subsidized whatever. You know, I don't know. I just wish people would stop associating negativity with van life. I feel like as it gets more popular, that will happen for some people. But I think some of my family members are now starting to understand a little bit, so that's cool. Alright, next one is from Kickstart Van Travel. Do you listen to music or audiobooks while driving? If so, what types do you listen to? Yes, that's what gets me through the long hours on those highways when you see 300 and some miles on one highway. Yes, audiobooks, not recently, just because I haven't sat down and figured out. I do plan on loading some more audiobooks, and the best place I found to get audiobooks is I just use my old library card from my original library back in Virginia, and I use the OneDrive app to download books. But I do like LeVar Burton. He has a podcast on Spotify. I'm sure his podcast is available in other places, but Spotify is what I use for all my music and stuff. But LeVar Burton has called a podcast called LeVar Burton Reads, and he's reading short stories for adults, and it's like reading Rainbow for adults. He has an awesome voice. If you don't know LeVar Burton, he played Kuta Kinte on Roots, and he also hosted Reading Rainbow for many years. He has a great voice, and I've listened to all 12 podcasts, and they're excellent stories, and they're all different kinds of stories, all different genres. So. And music, I listen to all older music. I listen to very little new music. Although I do kind of like Beyonce's music. Not that Beyonce is a great singer. She just has really good material. So I do like that. She's a smart businesswoman. I'll give her that. But there's a little bit of new music I listen to. But mostly everything I listen to is old Motown oldies from the 60s and 70s. And I listen to all old school hip hop rap from like the 80s and very early 90s. So that's kind of what I listen to. R&B and old school hip hop rap. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yep, that's pretty much is all in my playlists. So yeah. Next is from Vinny. I really do admire you, Crystal. It's like I've known you before. Anyway, number 1. How far up north have you been? I've been all the way up to Maine. Number 2, what phobias do you have? Example, spiders. Oh, I don't like roaches. I do not like roaches. And I would do any other insect. I'm totally fine with them. I will, you know, put them in a tissue, send them outside. That's fine. Spiders don't bother me. Nothing. Mice don't bother me. Rats. Roaches is my thing. I don't want nothing to do with roaches. Number 3, do you like artsy fartsy stuff to make and sell? I do a little bit of crafting, but that's just as therapy and creative outlet. I don't think any of it would sell. And I don't have the means to carry enough stuff to really make, like I would probably like to do some kind of jewelry, because I'd make it for myself as well, but I don't know that I have the space to allocate to jewelry making to the point of making it to sell. So I might revisit that if I get a little bit bigger van. Maybe I'll revisit the jewelry making, because that'd be cool to be able to make jewelry and sell it and have that be my income, because I'd love to do something where I wouldn't have to go to work for someone. I would love to have my own thing that I do as much or as little as I want, which is why I started the Teespring t-shirt thing, because I didn't have to carry t-shirts with me. I could design them in Teespring, and yeah, they do take their portion of money, but still, I mean, it's something I could design and then put it out there and people could buy it. But so far, only Sully Dude has bought stuff. Thank you, Sully, for buying stuff. I think I'm gonna have to start buying my own t-shirts and wearing them so people can see them, which means I'm gonna have too many clothes. Anyway, next question. Oh, here we go. Hi, Crystal. Thanks for the post of the tiny house event in Georgia. Since I was unable to attend, that was a really fun event. Now that you have toured the homes, what are your opinions of living in a tiny house but not moving it regularly at some point in life? This may be too much, but I had to laugh hard at the video about the Bob. It took me a minute to figure it out, but I've never had one. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm not gonna talk about Bob no more. Yes, I will get a tiny house at some point. I love the tiny houses. Some of them were way too big for me, and I think I said that on one of the videos. I'm looking at something less than 150 square feet. 150 square feet would be the biggest I would want. I mean, after living in a small minivan, I really don't think I need much more space than that. So, and I also said that I would never put a loft in mine because I didn't want to climb up and down stairs or ladders, but now I think I would, because I would make that my grandbaby's bedroom when she visits me. So I thought about that. She's young enough she can climb up and down the ladder. So that's not a question. Thank you for saying that I look very young, Star 64. Okay, so Dandy Dan thinks that inquiring as to my sexuality is not offensive. Okay, I don't know if that was sarcasm or not, but okay, anyway. I'm not gonna even respond to that. Is this has a question? This is like a paragraph. I don't see any question marks. Oh no, that's a statement. Okay. For bugs, someone is telling me, oh, that's Sierra. Hi, Sierra. Sierra Night Tide. Tea tree and water. Tea tree oil and water for bugs. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Here's another one from Sierra Night Tide. You have a great attitude and very personable. Would you consider doing a MLM, such as damsel in defense, to make money, sell to other van dwellers? No, I don't like multi-level marketing. I don't like it, so probably wouldn't be for me. This question's from Tony with an I. Hi, Crystal, enjoying your videos. Question, how do you fill in some of your administration forms that are asking for a home address? Do you still have one? Thanks. I use my son's address. Technically, I still have my work address on my driver's license, but I will be going online and changing that to my son's address and then having him mail me. I have some other packages, small packages in mail that's gone to his house, and I'm going to send him the money, and he'll send it all to me once I get settled with an address I can give him in Arizona. So I will be doing that, because in Virginia you can go online and do all your DMV stuff, and I can get a new license for $20 reprinted and sent to a new address. So that'll go to him. But before the end of the year, hopefully I can get to South Dakota maybe and do a brand new license, and I want to put my vehicle registration in South Dakota and my driver's license in South Dakota. We'll see. Is there a question in this one? Okay, this is a long one too. This is from Cathy. Question and comments. I saw it last week in the movie theater. It was creepy and kept my interest the whole movie. Also, my question is, how many undies should a person keep in their van? I didn't go see it after all. I don't know, I'm just not down with the remakes. Sometimes they just really mess it up when you've seen the original, and I'm kind of a Stephen King fan, so yeah. Underwear. I think I have 8 pair of underwear currently, because I wash every week. every Saturday I do laundry. If not every Saturday, then Friday night. So I think I have like 8 pair of underwear right now. They're not all black. 5 pair are black, and I think I have 3 pair of something else. But I did find some underwear on Amazon that I want to order, and it's a 4-pack of all black underwear. It's hard to find a pack of all black underwear. And so I'm probably going to order those and get rid of the non-all black underwear because, you know, my black, white, gray is my thing, and I just kind of want to keep all my underwear black. So yeah, I have 8 right now, and so 5 pair are black, and when I get the other 4-pack, that'll be 9 pair. So I think that's enough if you're gonna, wash every week. And even if you aren't gonna wash every week, underwear is so small and lightweight, you can wash them out by hand and let them dry overnight. Let's see. I wondered this when I was packing clothes for a trip. If I'm not gonna do laundry for like 10 days, I guess I should keep a dozen or so undies and wear my other clothes a couple times. Is 2 bath towels enough? I don't want to bring too much. I only have 1 bath towel. Like I said, I wash every week. But I don't get real showers more than maybe 3 or 4 times a week. The other days I'm washing up in the van. So yeah, 2 bath towels should be more than enough. I don't want to bring too much. At home I use the same towel for 2 or 3 times before I wash it, as long as it smells good. Yeah, that's true. My plans change in the winter, so I'm doing shorter trips, and I'm gonna be a grandma. Oh, congratulations. Yeah, I think you're right about that. I mean, if you're gonna be gone 10 days, you think 2 weeks is enough, then that's fine. I mean, 14 pair, which is 2 weeks, that should be enough underwear, more than enough. All right, this next one is from Old Boy Answer. Crystal, when will you arrive in Arizona? I plan to be in Arizona by the end of this month, October. Probably right around Halloween or the day before. This one's from Christopher 3D. Question for What's Up Wednesday. What's your favorite Voyager character and why? Oh, that is hard. I mean, I like Captain Janeway because she's a chick who went out on this mission that was supposed to be like a couple days, and she ended up sucked into the Delta Quadrant, which is a whole area of space that no one has ever been to. So now she's stuck out here with a novice crew, and you know, she had to incorporate these Maquis people into her crew. But I also kind of like 7 and 9 because she used to be a Borg, and she's so matter of fact, and it's hard to pick a favorite. But I guess I'll go with Janeway, just because of all the obstacles as a captain, as a female, and as a trying to hold on to the Starfleet principles while out in this Delta Quadrant, and they don't really necessarily mesh all the time. And when do you cross that line a little bit, and when do you don't, in order to get your crew safely home? So it's kind of weird though when you binge watch a show like that, because they have conflicting things happen sometimes season to season, and sometimes within one season. So, but when you watch it on a weekly basis like that, you wouldn't pay attention to that. But when you binge watch it back to back to back, like I've been doing for the last month, yeah, you see stuff and you're like, but wait a minute, back in such and such, so-and-so was dead, you know, or something blew up, and how did it come back? Anyway, next question from Dion. How do you dry your towels without the van smelling like mildew? My towel never gets soaking sopping wet. And I have a couple of hand towels, a red hand towel and a blue and white hand towel that I use when I wash up in the van for drying me off, for patting me off. So my big regular shower towel is not getting soaked. So, and it just doesn't. I don't know how to answer. They don't smell like mildew. I've never had an issue. I would guess if you're in a more humid, more damp climate, maybe it would get mildewy smelling, maybe. Okay, this is from SC Ideas. Hello, Crystal. I just found your channel and I'm getting caught up on your journey. Questions. What has been the most challenging and rewarding about your journey, physically, emotionally, or financially? Thank you for sharing your story. Just the peace and the happiness that I have. Everything I own is in my vehicle. I no longer have a storage. So I know I have everything with me, you know, besides my son, daughter-in-law, and granddaughter. Everything that I value is in my vehicle. Everything that brings me happiness or joy or what have you, or lets me live, you know, my life in peace is in my vehicle. So I think that's the most rewarding. And as far as the challenging, I kind of answered that in a previous question. So the Nomad sharpener. Have you considered turning your passenger seat around? Thinking that would be more comfortable. I plan on doing it in my Astro van. Nice to hear you got some work opportunities. I'm a guy, but I really enjoy your videos. Peace and blessings. That doesn't matter if you're a guy and you like my videos. I don't think my journey is gender-based. I mean, there are some videos that are just for the ladies, but, you know, you just skip those and keep it moving. But yes, I actually took my passenger seat out one time, and the room was amazing. But then I had to take my uncle somewhere, so I needed to put it back. So, yeah, I think when I get to Arizona, I will turn it around, facing the back, because then I can take my table that's right behind it and use it to do these videos and have a little seating area, so I'm not always sitting on my bed. I can actually be sitting in a chair, you know. I mean, I'm sitting in a chair when I drive, but I could sit in a chair and just have a pace, you know, I could put my feet up or something and just kind of have a chill spot if I want. So I think I might do that. It's hard when you're a van dweller, you know, and you got to figure out all the little things, especially in a small van. I don't want to completely get rid of it because I have that feeling of, what if I have to take somebody somewhere, you know? Oh well. Next question's from Dory. Do you ever consider to travel with another living in a van like you? I think it would be nice to travel with friends. Are you scared traveling by yourself? I am not scared traveling by myself. I've been meeting people, my lovely vanner fanners, you guys, and other van dwellers and vehicle dwellers, or people who are about to start their journey. I've been meeting them along the way. Today will be it will be the second time that I've traveled with other van dwellers. So Willow and I will be heading to Arizona. We might not stay together the whole trip because I want to meet other people. So she may go ahead without me to the van build in Arizona. If she's willing to chill and hang out when I go meet people, then that's cool too. But yeah, so I've only done that one other time when I went on a specific trip with a group of van dwellers. And it has its pros and cons. Sometimes you want to travel and they don't. Sometimes you want to spend one day and they want to spend two. So it just depends. It just depends. Turn around, my hip is, gotta turn around. All right, next question is from Letitia. I am assuming you have some windows down at night. Are you scared? How much would be opened? I keep my front windows cracked about anywhere between 1 inch and 1/2 inch. If it's a muggy night or hot night. And then my side window on the driver's side next to my head pops out. And then my sliding doors side window also pops out. So if it's hot, I will do that. And that's the most I do. And I have a fan, a 12 volt Walmart fan that runs off of my small battery bank. So I'm not scared. No. Next question. Genevieve. I am new. You may have answered before. When you run 12 volt fan or other items on your car battery, how long can you run before it takes your battery down too low? Or do you have a house battery? What are your long-term plans for power needs? Yes, I've answered this question before. There's a video on it, and I don't remember which video it is. It's one of the What's Up Wednesdays. So if you just watch the What's Up Wednesdays, I think it's the second one, you should see it. I'll try and look through and link it in the description box. But if I forget to link it, it's one of the What's Up Wednesday questions. I showed my battery bank. I have a small battery bank of 8 teeny weeny batteries, and they give me 40 amp hours, and they recharge off of my alternator, so all the driving I'm doing keeps them charged up. I will be getting one solar panel to keep them charged up, so when I'm out in the desert, I get the sun, and if I'm not driving a lot, it won't matter because they will still be able to get charged. So all I do is my laptop, not my laptop, I don't have a laptop, my tablet and my cell phone. Those are the only two things, and my 12 volt fan, and that battery is plenty for those items. Plenty. Okay, that's not a question. All right, this one's from Clutch the Pearls 86. Hi Crystal, do any of your co-workers know about your van life, and if so, how did they react? Will you teach again when you get to Arizona, or career change? Safe and happy travels. Love from Charlotte, North Carolina. Yes, some of my coworkers knew the very a couple of weeks after me starting, I told the people I were closest to at work what I was doing, and gave them my channel, and they watched a few videos. I will not teach. I was a paraprofessional. I was not a licensed teacher. Basically, I was an assistant teacher, so I probably won't teach because I don't have a degree. So yeah, I guess I would be doing a career change. So yeah. This is from FW. Hi Crystal, greetings from Australia. Yay, Australia. Have you good medical insurance in the event that you fall seriously ill? If not, have you a plan in place? No, I don't have health insurance anymore. August 31st was the last day I had health insurance. I plan on just getting the plain old Affordable Health Care Act. Open enrollment starts on November 1st. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply for that just so I have something. And I guess I will probably end up getting the one that's the cheapest monthly plan, which means it'll probably have the highest deductible, and just keep hoping and praying that I don't get deathly ill and have to go to the hospital. So I haven't seen my physical regular doctor in several years, so I'm hoping my health maintains. This is also, wait, is this a second question from Kickstart Van Travel? I guess so. I recently got a chance to meet two people that I admire. Trevor Noah, ooh, I love him. And Trey Crowder, not sure who he is, but it sounds like maybe somebody is a singer. If you got the chance to meet some people that you admire or look up to, who would it be? Who would, ooh, gosh, that's a hard question. Ooh, me. Wow. Well, I don't tend to really look up to famous people so much. I did get, just honestly meeting Jewel Pearson, who has the tiny house that she is a shero of mine, so meeting her was awesome. Gosh, I don't know. I don't really, well, I take that back. I would love to meet TLC and Salt and Pepper. I'm really trying to go to one of their concerts when they're doing the I Love the 90s tour, and I'd really like to go to their concert, but to actually meet them and sit down and talk with them, that'd be even better. So yeah, I guess we could say those women. I think they're awesome women, and they really changed the music and the hip-hop rap industry, and so I kind of look up to them, and the fact that they're still going strong, it's awesome. Man, this video is long, 32 minutes and 28 seconds. Woo. Not a question. Estella. Hi, Estella. Hi, Crystal. You said that you are in Arizona. Okay, yeah, that I made that mistake, but I fixed it. Sorry. What kind of jobs am I looking for? This is asked by Pat. What kind of jobs am I looking for in Arizona? Pretty much the same thing I did in Georgia, just word of mouth jobs, organizing, light housekeeping, that kind of stuff is what I would prefer, because it kind of lets me be on my own schedule. If I have to, I can get a job at Walmart or an Aldi or something like that. I mean, if I have to, I'll do that. But I'd rather work with someone in their home. I don't mind cleaning. I really don't want to cook. I don't really like cooking. I'm a good cook, but I don't like cooking. So, you know, light housework, helping someone organize. I could do some dog sitting, house sitting, that kind of stuff. Yeah. All right. This is from my lovely daughter-in-law. I am not answering all these questions, sweetie. I will answer a couple of them, and you will have to cut and paste and put some on each Wednesday. You asked like 50 questions, girl. I love you, Emmy. All right. I'm going to answer a few of her questions, and she'll have to ask the rest on next week. Or if you log into Fridays, this Friday, October 13th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can ask a couple of these questions live. All right, so where's your favorite specific place that y'all have stayed at? I don't have one yet, so and I haven't stayed anywhere longer than like an overnight, so I haven't really lived any other place per se. One of my favorite TV shows on Netflix you would watch more than once was Star Trek Voyager, since this is my second time watching it. Probably Orange is the New Black. I would probably watch Wentworth again from the beginning. You got me hooked on the Fosters, so I'm watching that now. I don't know if I'd want to watch it again, though. Not right now. Obviously, it's too new. Grey's Anatomy is one that I've watched a couple times. American Horror Story is one I've watched a couple times. Yeah, off the top of my head, that's what I'm going to say. It's probably more, but off the top of my head. Oh, Call the Midwife. That's a good BBC show. I would watch that again from the beginning. Yeah, off the top of my head. I'm sure there's more, though. What do you do when you are overwhelmed with bills or expenses, or what have you done? I don't really have that anymore. My credit is so bad right now that, and I don't have any money, so I've kind of let that weight be lifted off of me. Have you always been so independent, open-minded, or do you have a big turning point in your life? I think I've always been independent. Maybe not so much open-minded, but I think the open-mindedness and the no giving of F's happened the older I got. But I've always been independent. Yeah. Have you ever worn makeup? Weird question. You don't need it, and I'm sure you never wanted to wear it. Just wear it. Just, my real question is, in your opinion on makeup. I mean, it's up to the wearer. Some women feel more confident and beautiful with makeup. However, I just think most women who do wear makeup probably don't really need it. It's just more of a self-esteem thing, perhaps. Or maybe they just like playing with it. It's like creative for them. I tried wearing makeup, but I don't have time for all that. No, I don't wear makeup. I did not go to my high school prom. She's asking if I went to my high school prom. I did not go to prom. What was my favorite thing to do with Rashad when he was little? Wow, that's hard. I think camping. I think we had fun when we were camping, and we had fun playing games together. So that's the last I'm gonna answer of those. You can ask the others in the next video or on the live. Last comment, and it's not a question, but it's a comment, but I'm gonna address it. It's from Walter, and he says, I want a Vanner decal. teespring.com/crystal-vanner-creations. That's where you can get decals and t-shirts that I have made. Alright, that is the end. I'm going to close this out. Well, I might watch some Star Trek Voyager, but that's all of the questions. Thank you, everyone. Don't forget to tune in on Friday if you have a question that you're burning desire to get asked live. Friday, here on YouTube, October 13th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You'll have to figure out what time that is on your time zone. I will be here talking and answering questions and communicating with you guys live. If you don't get your question answered then, please put it here in the comments here, and I will answer it next week in next week's What's Up Wednesday video. Peace out. Continue to like, subscribe, and share.